Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. Now welcome to another edition of the Street Fighter Flashback. In celebration of 30 years of Street Fighter, I'm taking it upon myself to share my memories of playing the arcade and home console games at that period of time, and as well review and share my opinions on other Street Fighter related media. Well, it has been 6 years since the animated movie, and it has actually been 3 years since Street Fighter 2 V series. It was way overdue that another animated series or movie be released under the Street Fighter banner, and thus we get 2000's Street Fighter Zero, the anime. Now the Street Fighter Japanese animes have been hitting it out of the park. Street Fighter 2, the anime or the animated movie, freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Badass. Street Fighter 2 V, the mini TV series and everything that basically showcase the characters, but in a different timeline and in a more creative fashion, not following the game as much. That again was awesome and everything, displaying that you don't have to strictly stick to what's canon. You can take creative liberties and make something awesome. Does Street Fighter Zero, the anime, follow in this? Well, let's find out. So what is this anime about? Well, Ryu is lamenting the death of his master while simultaneously fighting off the Sate no Hadu, the dark power from the martial arts that he practices, from consuming him. His precarious life is greatly complicated, more so when he meets Shun, a mysterious boy whom has tracked him down and claims to be his long-lost younger brother. Shun is not the only one looking for a Ryu, as in a mad scientist, Professor Sadler, who works for Shadowloo, is hosting a martial arts tournament in hopes that he could actually harness the Sate no Hadu from Ryu or for himself. Wow, that was a quick plot synopsis and everything. So yeah, maybe it's because I'm getting better at these plot synopsises, or it could be that there's not much really going on. Well, let's start with, what almost everyone comes to... Well, before I do that, let me start off with something that you guys might have known if you watched my Street Fighter Zero videos. The Zero series established the theme or the plot of the whole franchise. It established the whole thing about Ryu resisting the Sate no Hadu, or the dark power, by encountering and not trying to fall under the influence of Goki, whom has went down the path of the Sate no Hadu, whom is trying to find a worthy opponent and everything. So this series is basically, I like what Screw Attack says. It's basically Star Wars, but in a Japanese anime or in a fighting video game. Fair assessment and everything. The dark side of the martial arts and the light side of the martial arts. But the light side will be further discussed when I talk about Street Fighter 4. Anywho, so yeah, they touch upon that here, where we see Ryu struggling to resist the lure of the Sate no Hadu, and we also see Goki in the series as well. But like every other time you see Goki, he's there for about 30 seconds and that's it, But this is another anime that greatly follows Ryu, and wow, they really OP'd this guy and everything. You see, right in the opening sequence, where you see Ryu in the city, looking out at the sea somewhere, there are a couple of thugs that are causing a ruckus, and they hold a boy at gunpoint, which these thugs, by the way, are being chased by Chun-Li, whom I'll talk about pretty soon. Ryu comes in and basically, fights one of them off, and another one has a gun to him, and he's shooting him, and Ryu is just dodging the bullets. Ryu, dodging bullets. Yes, it has gone that far. Forget about the awesome balance of, excellent martial arts showing technique and everything in the animation as he's fighting by mixing up some fantasy elements and leaving that balance. Oh no, we are going to Dragon Ball Z ridiculousness. Great. So Ryu could dodge bullets now. Excellent. Top it off, now everywhere he goes, he has the wind blowing behind him. So it's like, oh, I understand. Now I understand. It's his ki is so powerful that basically the wind follows. But come on, man. Every movement, he has to have that sound of thunder and the wind blowing. Oh, boy. Great. Oh, and Ken is in here as well, too. Now, here, Ken is actually greatly wasted, but also, they made him out to be a douche. He could be cocky at times, but he's not mean-spirited. When we meet Shun and everything, Ken acts like a major ass to the kid for no good reason at all. Granted, it's cool that you see him in a suit and everything, which is very playboyish of him, and it's pretty cool that you see him, wearing something other than his red gi. You see him wearing a hoodie and everything, and be up to date and all, but Ken is not a douchebag towards people. And to top it off, Ken is American. How could he not have known or heard of pork and beans? Really? What the hell? Seriously, that doesn't make sense. And of course, he has 10-second fight sequences. And by the way, that kind of annoys me. See, in this anime movie, right, Ken came to Japan to partake in a martial arts competition, and he couldn't find where it was, which kind of makes Ken look like an idiot, but he's trying to use the internet to verify where the place is. Wait a minute, you're telling me that, this is supposed to be Street Fighter Zero, taking place between the first game, which took place in 1987, and the second game, which is supposed to take place around 1993, 1994. And he's trying to hook up to the internet? They didn't have the internet at that time. Seriously, what the hell? And, of course, they shortchanged him by Ken not fighting in that tournament. Great. Granted, he fights in the tournament later and everything, but then again, about 10, 20 seconds. Anyway, so, yeah, this was supposed to be basically a series that took the fantastical elements of martial arts but grounded them in a decent balance and established, the story of the Satsui no Hadu and everything. And as well, establish how Vega, the leader of Shadowloo, basically, is going about the world and is causing things to be more chaotic. Well, no Vega in this movie. We have our lead antagonist as a mad scientist whom is trying to absorb the power of the Satsui no Hadu. That's what Vega was doing. It's like basically, all this stuff that we established in the video games, right? We're going to make it into an anime, and we're not really going to do too much about it and everything. We're not going to adapt it into a way that's like basically part game, part entertainment in a good fashion. Oh no. We gotta spend time overpowering our poster boy Japanese guy and everything. And to top it off, not only are the fight sequences not that great, they have a ton of the characters in the game, and majority of them are wasted. In the Street Fighter 2 anime or animated movie, they had all the characters there, and they couldn't give them all their time in the sun for a long time, but they were at least established there to have basically moved the movie along or move the plot along. Here, nope. The only other person that we're supposed to pay attention to is Chun-Li, whom basically is actually the one character that is basically done somewhat decently and everything. You know, I wish she fought a little bit more, but at least you got to see her when she did fight. She wasn't just fighting for like about 10 seconds or 30 seconds. Nah, she had some decent fight scenes and everything, which is awesome. Another issue that I have with this is the animation. Now, granted, the animation is still decent, but the detail animation from the animated movie of Street Fighter 2 V, well, then again, V's animation was inconsistent, so I shouldn't say that. But the animation here still feels like a step backwards and everything, and which is kind of sad, to be honest with you, because it's 2000. It should be mind-blowing, and it's just meh. It's okay, you know. Man, I can go on for hours about this, but let's just summarize this, basically. You know, basically, the plot is really paper thin and everything. The action sequences are not really that interesting. A lot of times, this anime drags, and the over-the-topness is not done effectively. It's done poorly, you know. All in all, Street Fighter Zero anime, it's alright, you know. I wouldn't recommend you going out to buy it and everything. You know, it's better than the live-action movie. It's better than the American cartoon, but only see this if you're a die-hard Street Fighter fan. Agree? Disagree? Drop me a comment below. Give me a like. Follow me at Token Dave on Facebook and on Twitter at TokenDave80. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the Token Black guy who's just trying to get by, and I'll catch you guys later.